sleepless dreams want to fly away through the window. I can just run and hide from my own mind. There's no escaping. I need to let all out this burden won't hold me down more nights. I wanna shout loud, let it out, on fire.
That's right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of On Air with me, with Joseph. And today we have the great chance to have Alice. Alice, welcome to the show. How are you, Alice?
Hey, I'm great. Great.
Ni-
How are you?
Nice to finally see you, Alice. I'm so happy to have you on my show. Please, can you introduce yourself a little bit more for our audience?
Yes, I am a singer from Rising Alma,
Mhm.
and yeah, so I'm currently in Berlin. I come from Latvia, and yeah, and today I'm gonna speak about my band Rising Alma with you.
Yes, I'm so happy you are with me today. And please, you were mentioning that you have one Spanish member in your group, Maximo. Where is he from?
Maximo is from Uruguay. Actually, he's on his way, so we might see him today. He's from Uruguay, so he speaks Spanish, and we have another bandmate, Ahmed, from Australia. So yeah.
Wow. Can you explain us a little bit more? How was the idea? Who ended up coming with the idea to form the group? That was your idea?
So the band
Mhm.
actually started in Berlin in 2021, and me and Maximo made it. And actually, Alma is kind of put together from Alice and Maximo,
Mhm.
and it means soul in Spanish. So yeah, we really realized we speak the same musical language very quickly, and we were so happy and amazed that we just wanted to create something together. And then Rising Alma was came from that.
But before you got into this group, did you play something else? Did you play some other genres?
Mm. Actually, the story is like this. I joined band that
Mm-hmm.
was actually Maximo's band. And then in that band, we realized that we want to go more in this, more in a little bit different direction. And
Mm-hmm.
so we made a new project together. So actually, was my first rock band I ever joined was Maximo's band,
Mm-hmm.
his previous band. And before that, I sang a lot on different things, but not really rock, I would
Mm-hmm.
say. Uh, More also, I love to improvise, and I was more dreaming for years to do something with like my own music, my own ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, actually, this was a pretty new experience for me to be in a rock band and a band even.
On your previous band, did you try like some pop music, maybe some Euro, maybe some dance music, or
No.
you were all the time into this kind of music?
Yes, basically, I joined the band, Maximus
Mhm.
band, in Berlin. So when I came to Berlin, like 3 years ago, around, I just wanted to do rock music. So I was clear that I want to do rock music.
Ah.
But before that, so that was a rock band. Yes. Before that, I have done different types of music. I was raised in classical music, so a lot of choir music, and a lot of also some pop type of songs has been there as well. Yeah. But
Can
not in a
you
band way.
can you mention some of your idols? Probably when you were raised, and did you like to maybe listen to ACDC, maybe to Backstreet Boys, maybe
Uh,
mention
yeah,
some of them?
definitely. um, For me, I think one of the first cassettes I ever had when I was around 7 years old, I had like Eminem,
Hmm.
which I found really was amazed about, and I love to listen to Eminem. And but growing up, I kind of skipped that phase of classic rock, I guess, because usually if you are in around these growing up in these 2000s and stuff like that, it's like my parents, they didn't really listen to a lot of classic rock. So
Hmm.
I more figured out what I like myself, and so I listened to a lot of already like modern rock, more new metal, and some pop music might, and so yeah.
Did you
But I
listen
had
maybe?
my
Did you listen?
idols.
Wow. Did you listen maybe to Nirvana, like Savage Garden? Eh,
Yes, definitely. Nirvana. We had these teenage years that in my class there was a lot of going on with like exploring these rock bands, and
mhm,
Nirvana, yes, was one of them. Definitely. Uh, I remember there was like this Limp Bizkit, like Payable
mhm,
on Death, that I still, it's like my favorite band. And just so many bands that were actual in that day. I would listen, but I would always be the person that likes to stick to one thing and listen through the album of the band or artist. So I remember since I was a child, I would have a cassette of certain. I remember I had this CD of 108s. Like I never knew really who they are, but I had this CD, so I
mhm.
was listening to them. So if I had a CD or cassette, I would just like listen to all of that. So that was kind of who I am. So who I still am. So yeah.
Let me ask you, the way, I mean, when you were listening to this kind of music, well, maybe we can say the punk rock. Um, you were like influenced by the way you dress. Maybe you try some different what you call like way of dressing, maybe more metallic, more gothic, more into like punk.
Definitely. Definitely. Since I was 12, I was definitely really experimenting. So
Mhm,
since I liked rock, since I listened to rock since I think I was 12 when I really started to listen to rock. So I was definitely dressing up interestingly. A lot of gothic elements, a lot of messy clothes, and I always felt like I want to try something that no one else does. So I always wanted to do something different. So I always experimented with my style at that age. Yeah. So yeah, definitely.
Give us an idea. When did you buy your first musical instrument?
Oh, my first musical instrument. Oh, that's a good question. Like I always had this big, huge old piano at my home since I
Hmm.
was born. So it was like before me. So I always had that, and I
Hmm.
was learning piano.
Hmm.
And my first instrument probably must be a keyboard. And I think I got my keyboard just because I was playing the classic piano. My own
Hmm.
keyboard I only got, I think, when I was I don't know, 17, 18, 19, something like that.
Hmm.
Hard to remember exactly, but yeah, before that, I would only play like my classic piano. Yeah.
And did you play for maybe your closest friends? Did you try to maybe like create music, but maybe you were a little shy to maybe to play in front of people?
So as I was growing up in
Mhm,
music school, I needed to do like a lot of like exams, so you needed to sing. But I was literally the quietest and shyest child when it came
mhm.
to singing before people. Although my voice was pretty big, I was always very shy. But to my best friend, I would always make little concerts, and I would feel pretty free. But yeah, as a child, I was shy. But as I grew up, around 16, I started to sing in some events, and then I just realized that wow, I love to do this, and I start to realize that you don't have to be very confident to be able to sing before people. That's what I really learned.
Can you share with the public your first impressions before you start playing in front of people? How you start feeling? Maybe you were a little shy. Maybe you forgot the notes. You were a little shaky before to play in front of public. Can you share us your thoughts? How you felt?
Yeah, like when exactly? When I was a child or recently?
No,
Well,
well, I'll give you that option. Give us,
mhm.
explain us a little bit more. Maybe those type of um, sections on your life from the first time.
Mhm.
Because one thing is to play maybe in front of the mirror, one thing is to play maybe in front of your friend, but when you start playing in front of more people, and sometimes you start like making images of that you're playing in front of a big ghost, or maybe you're playing in front of like an animal, and some
Mhm.
people they feel a little shy at that moment. Take us a little
Yeah.
bit to those times, please.
Yeah, I have to start with that since I was 5, I was
Mhm,
always making little concerts for all my dolls, so I was always singing. So that's why my mom was like, okay, I have to put her in music school because she just can't stop singing. So since
mhm,
I was a child, I was like, I just want to sing since I was little, since I remember myself. So but I think the first really time when I had to sing before someone was even in my kindergarten because I was in this ensemble. And I
mhm,
guess I grew up, I started in these groups, so it didn't feel so scary. But the first time I needed to probably give an exam, I remember I was really quiet. Like I thought that I'm singing loud, but actually I would barely make a
low.
sound. And I remember it continued for a lot of years like that. The moment I was in seeing people looking at me, I would just freeze. I would just be very shy. I was never confident. I was really the least confident person you would find singing before people. But then was 16 at that point when I started to sing before people, like really with some
Mhm,
band situations. I actually accidentally was put into type of situation through my friends.
mhm,
And then I started to sing the music because I was always singing something that my school was kind of, I needed to sing for exam or
mhm,
um, I had the two music schools at the time. And I remember when I was 15, 16, and then I would had to sing for an event something that I liked to sing. First time in my life, I had to
mhm,
sing something I really chose to sing or I liked, enjoyed, and it felt so different. And then I started to encounter that feeling that how it is to actually sing something that you want to express at that moment, and yes, and since then I learned that, wow, I thought that I'm the shyest person in the world, but now I can even imagine me singing before people. So for me, it was really calming experience when I started to
mhm.
sing what I like. And since then, I learned how much I enjoy that um, to share songs that I like, and especially when I start to write my own songs, which are really like meaningful to me and everything. So at that point, I think I lose all my fear because yeah, because I just enjoy that moment of sharing mm, songs that I really believe in. So I was surprised for about myself, but now I don't have that same fear or shyness anymore. So
Alice,
yeah.
when you start writing your own music, how does it feel? Do you take any own experiences? Maybe you look at somebody else's experiences before you start writing something.
Hmm. I think if I would say literally how I write a song, how I think about writing a song,
Hmm.
first of all, it happens a lot of times when I just have this feeling like I have to create. Like there is this like urge to create music, and at that moment, I'm just would take anything that is before me. Either it's my bandmate with the guitar, either it's me with my keyboard, or maybe this is just like lyrics. I would take anything that is in front of me that feels the closest thing, and I would start working on it, and then if it's lyrics, then of course it starts with this more like this, okay, what is it about? And but if it's just a melodical idea, then these melodies that are coming out at that moment, it gives me that feeling about what the song should be. And yes, it's true that I would say that every single time I write something, it's out of experience and out of the feeling of the moment. It kind of like dances along that urge to create,
Hmm.
that kind of feelings that are happening in a moment or something you want to express, or maybe just a random idea that you were thinking out of nowhere also can happen, which happened with the song I Hear the March. Was just really spontaneous, just like this picture was in my head, and I really felt like, wow, I would love to sing about it. Somehow feels comforting. So I would say if something feels comforting and giving me good vibes and feeling, I would want to write about it or sing about it. Yeah.
Are you still the type of singer that uses paper and pencil? I mean, sorry, paper and pen, or you are into more like into the technology now? Now you, whenever something comes to your mind, you start using your cell phone and to like make a little notes. Are you still the old type, or you are like using all the technology now?
So, as I'm the same in a way that as I write songs, I would grab anything that's close to me. So if it's a melodical idea, I would just quickly record it,
Hmm.
or if it's a lyric idea, I have my notebooks. I love to write on notebooks. I think we generally use so much of computers and phones that lyric wise, I really stick to the paper and pen. I just like to write down anything that comes in my mind, and then I just write it in my hand. I don't like to write in computer. I generally don't like it. It's just not, yeah. So yeah, in that way, I'm really old school way. But definitely, I have to use some technology because that's how I can record that idea, and then I can listen to it again, and yeah.
Take us to the journey. How you create the band? I mean, let's say, for
Mm.
example, you mentioned Maximo. I mean, you play for Maximo's band first, but when you came up with the idea to get your own band, how all these things follow up? Who was the first member of the band? How you decide to talk to them to get them in your band? And then later talk to us about your one of your first songs. Give us a little, give us more details.
Mhm. So about the band starting, actually,
Mhm.
if I speak totally from my
Experience.
feeling how it happened, it was literally like before I moved to Berlin.
Hmm.
I realized that I want to, and it's now is the time I want to do something with the music. And I didn't know if it would be band, if it would be finding someone, but there was something along the way that always reminded me that, hey, a band is also two people. I don't know. There were some people that said, Ali, just find someone to play with, right? Find one person, and that's kind of stick in my head. And then I came to Berlin, and then I started to look for people. I was like, okay, how does it work here? Can I find some people? And yes, the reason I moved here even was because I noticed I was at a concert here, and I noticed that there are people that like rock music, and that's
Hmm.
kind of was like, wow, didn't notice this appreciation maybe in other places I have been. So the moment I was in Berlin, I started to look for these people, and I met some people, and then in the process, I also learned what kind of people, what kind of energy, what kind of workflow is what I'm
Yes.
looking for, and I just trusted my feeling. And then when I met Max, I was at the process of looking for people to create something together,
Hmm.
and I didn't know how, but I knew that it has to be real, it has to be he has to move forward, and it has to be something like that really the other person also believes and wants to
Hmm.
work on. And yeah, and then we met, and because I was going to audition for his band,
Hmm.
so he took me in the band, they decided to took me in the band, and then I met Max, and then we started to write music together.
Hmm.
And in the end, we felt like, oh my god, like we are the same, like with the passion we have, with how much we love the music, and how much we like what each one of us is bringing in the
Hmm.
music. We felt like, wow, we are totally the same. And yeah, and then we just started to write, and then we had this like, let's record. We had this childish energy and passion,
Hmm.
and that really moved us forward. And yes, and then when the Rising album was born, it like eventually we decided that we want to create our project because we have this strong desire and feeling about our music, how it should be and where it should go. And then how we look for musicians,
Hmm.
we simply wanted to find people that are simple, reliable, and can play our music, and how to say, and wants to be the part of what we create. But in the beginning, it was hard to understand what we want because we thought that band has to be out of four people, and we have to have those four people because our band needs these four people to create live the live music, right? But
Right. Right.
then along the way, we learned that it's really it's not about the amount of people we have, but this is more about like um, which people believe in our music, and which people, like, trust us with that we made this project, and we have these songs and we have these ideas, and we learned a lot along the way what is really good for the band, and yeah. So looking for musicians has been that kind of cycle and lessons and learning, like what is good for your band, maybe what's not so good, and also like what brings the band up, and
Yeah.
yes, and yeah, and about the new release, I guess
Yes.
you
Yes.
asked. Yes, so we have had released 4 songs. Like the last 4 songs are basically planned to be in a new album that we want to release this year,
Hmm.
and the last song, "Sleepless Mind," has been kind of like a little bit alternative rock with progressive, I would say, a little bit of progressive feeling, or something. Just, I don't know how to explain, but it made us very excited when we were making this song and hearing this song, that we were really like, wow, we really would love to share this song with other people, because um, it felt so illustrative when we hear it. It felt so like you just want to go out of that window, you want to follow that dream, and I think our songs always talks about that childish joy we have when we make our music, when we feel our music, when it makes us imagine things and feel like, wow, you just want to go in other world almost. So yeah, that song is kind of like dreamy a little bit, but at the same time very like uh, heavy, and so yeah,
Can
that's
you
about the new song.
can you talk to me about the cage? How that
Hmm.
song is all about?
Oh, the cage. Yeah, the cage. It's a really interesting song. I remember the moment I heard Max was coming up with some riff ideas, and I remember when I heard this song, I was like, I totally, this song is so much colors. It's so about illusions, fantasies. It's so much about that aspect that sometimes you want to believe something to be true, but it's actually not. And reality will only bring you closer to your dreams, not the fantasy, actually, which is like this twisted kind of reality.
Mhm.
And it's interesting about this song. It just it came together so quickly. It just was this like bum bum bum. We just connected with this song so quickly with Max, and yeah. So, and we also made a video for this song, and we tried a little bit to show that there is a little bit of this dream world, a little bit of dreaminess and illusion, maybe not totally reality, and it can be painful, and then at the same time, yeah, about the freedom that comes if you just like believe that you actually what's real also can fulfill you and fulfill your dreams and lead you in the right direction. You don't have to you don't have to be in the wrong situation to fulfill that. So
Can
yeah.
you share with us the making of the video? Give us some details, maybe some funny details making that video.
Yeah, the video was very fun to make because we had a video maker, Niklas,
Hmm.
who was super cool to work with. I think he's one of the people that are really like onto his thing, very professional and very so focused. And I was really amazed how he worked with lights and everything, how he made things out of like almost nothing. And we were just very happy to make that video.
Hmm.
It was very cold. I mean, maybe the weird part of it that it was still cold. It wasn't warm weather or whatever. So I remember it was pretty frustrating to make those scenes outside.
Hmm.
But yeah, if you ask what funny happened, it's hard to say. If really, maybe that you really have to go in the water, make those scenes. And for the guitar player was a little bit like interesting. We were filming it in Berlin in one park, those scenes. So there was a lake, so for him probably it was interesting to just go into a random lake and not not damage his guitar. But
Hmm.
out of that, I think it was not so much funny as just exciting. Yeah, we saw this video as like something that we really wanted for a while, something that we really dreamed to make, and we had that opportunity. And actually, this video, it was us winning a contest for a video. So that
Ah.
was the kind of best thing, because there was a contest that Nicholas, he's working in this. He's part of like a cinema group, and he has a business, and
Mhm.
he was looking for music.
I
He wanted to make a free music video for a
Mhm.
band, and we applied to this contest, and he chose us, and we were really happy. And I think that was the the best part of it, that it was actually like us winning that. It wasn't like us like working for it hard or something. It was really easy. It was like we just got it, you know. So because of this song. So
Mhm.
actually, the song won the video, so to say. So that I think was
Wow.
the best feeling and the epic moment. Yeah. So
How many takes did you guys do it making this video? Like it was difficult. Like it maybe take us 1 day, 2 days to make all this video.
so there are two parts of this video. So one part is like the playback, and the other part is basically the
Acting part.
acting part. So I
Mhm.
guess the acting part was, for me, I was just like, I just do it. It's like you feel like you just into the character and stuff, but
Mhm.
at the same time, acting is not something that I do, and even with my music, it's not something that I do. If I have an emotion to express, I express it. If I'm angry, if I'm sad, if I'm happy, I can do it. But I never. I'm really bad actor. Like I can't act, you know. So for me, probably was like I really needed to go into the song 1,000 times and go just to even act a little bit. And I guess for everyone else was the same, because I don't think we are good actors. But other than that, I feel that the playback was so easy for us, because it's so easy for us to feel free the moment we are singing. We are also put the song. When the
Mhm.
moment there's playback, we always put the song on the
Mhm.
background so we can sing along it, and then it just go into the song and it feels easy. But definitely it was interesting to just do it. It's like feels like everyone's watching what you do, but you just there jamming with your song. So it's definitely an interesting experience. Yeah.
When I had a chance to listen to Sleepless Mind, it
Mm.
reminded me at Evanescence.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like that. I go, wow, the way of you guys playing that song, it kind of match that. Do you believe you were that song has like a little alikes with Evanescence?
So there was no intention, definitely, to have it alike.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is pretty normal to be compared to Evanescence, because of the melodical vocals, and maybe because of the classical raised voice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really trying to go into very classical direction, but I think that we kind of have this similar technique of singing. So that's a lot of people want to compare it to Evanescence for sure. As I really admire Amy Lee of,
Mm-hmm.
I was in even in a concert recently, so I think
Wow.
she's a really good singer. And but my influences have actually been a lot of man
Mm-hmm.
singers, which is like funny in a way. But yeah, so we feel very free. We don't feel like following one band or another. We never feel like that. But definitely there can be some encouragement or influences of seeing that, okay, this person can do this. Like I can also, let my voice go, or stuff like that. But
Let's
yeah.
go. Let's go into the next song. The next song is "I Hear Them March."
Mhm.
Give us some details. How you ended up making that, writing that song?
Oh, thank you for the question. This song actually, this was like a different from all the rest songs. Usually, the songs I write would be more
Mhm.
of the coming out of emotion, or just something that I need to sing about or talk about or think about just to get through something. But this song particularly was, I had this imagination for a while, like this picture in my head, like this, I would say, inspiration, that it's like a movie in my head that you want to sing about. And I remember I had this feeling that someone is sitting on the floor, and then comes these like very heavy like boots, of a soldier, and their piece is interrupted, and they just want to like, like they're like, oh, what's going on? And they are in this moment of feeling lost, afraid, and I was imagining, and I started to imagine like how is it to feel in this moment. And
Mhm.
I was thinking like how sometimes we speak about things like oh, nothing happened, or whatever. But actually that person in that moment can feel so many emotions, and I was thinking I want to write song about that. And the interesting thing is, like, I was creating this song with piano. So this song idea was born through it's one of the I mean more rare songs that just born in rock bands, I guess, with piano and singing. Usually it's the guitar riffs and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And yes, and it was like, I hear them march, they break the ground, my suffering has no sound. So these were the lyrics. And then I remember I was showing Maximo this idea, and he immediately was, yeah, I love it, let's make it. And it just came together so fast. So he was also starting to create another part of this song, so we started to make this song together. And as always, we do all the songs together. And the weird thing that happened after we wrote this song, after it was ready, the war started. These situations in the world started to happen, so it felt so real. The moment that I just was thinking about it, like, how would it be the person feels, it maybe come from my feeling. And suddenly it really was the situation. Well, the peace was interrupted, like some people were losing their homes, so people were feeling like that. and
Mhm.
and I was thinking, it's so weird, but it's like the song of the times in the end. And that's why I find it so special and like no other. Because now it feels like the song of actual feelings of a lot of people. Yeah, maybe then I was thinking just like, someone has felt like this, or how it would be. But then you see it in front of the news all the time, you see in front of yourself these situations. And yeah.
Alice, let me ask you: you create this song before these problems with Russia and Ukraine started?
Yes, yes, it was really well before, but not so much before. This is also interesting because it was I think we finished this song just like few months before, and then the situation started, because this song was on my mind like
Mhm.
since, I don't know, it was on I was working on it for a time. And I think Here the March was released last year. It was released last year.
Mhm.
um so yeah, it has been a long time on my mind. And we have also, this is the one song we also were mixing and recording a lot, like trying to get it right, because there's a lot of like electronic elements. So
Mhm.
I would need to watch my notes when I started to write it. I have this book where I started to write it, right? So I can check, when I started to write. But it was really before. And when it happened, we were like talking like, wow, so weird. Now we are in the peak of this, like, oh, we have this song, we finished it, and then this happens, and we felt like strange. So yeah,
But
almost feels like we wrote it because of that, but not
but
true.
let me ask you, why did it take you so long to actually make the video? Because from what I can see, you just posted this video like a few
Mhm.
days ago.
Yes, the Here the March lyric video we posted just recently. But the song was released in Spotify
Mhm.
like a while ago, like last year, because we had this moment when we really started to improve, because we record ourselves, we do everything ourselves.
Mhm.
So we improved with the techniques. We were, having a new mic finally. Like we started to put more thought into our studio equipment and everything, and we really felt how we needed to a little bit, how to say,
Sound
um,
better.
re-record it also,
Mhm.
because there were some technical things, just like technical things that we felt like we had to bring again. Like my bandmate started to record with amplifier. There are a lot of like technical things that just made that sound more real.
Mhm.
And we just realized like, okay, one time we want to remaster it, we want to redo it,
Mhm.
because we will put it in the album, and in the album it has to be also the consistent sound of all the songs. So we had to like go a little bit for that, redoing it for the purpose of album. And yeah.
You can say that during the process of making music, and as you mentioned it, the sound or your sound is getting better and better with time.
Definitely, because as I said, we are doing all of ourselves, and Max is doing these recording and mixing things for years,
Hmm.
and I really trust him on these things. And but also he can say that we are always growing together with this.
Hmm.
Like we're always growing in the sound, in understanding it. And I think it's the cool thing that if you look back to the EP, you can hear how much we have grown since then, just by ourselves, just by moving forward. And that's why we don't want to like delete the EP because we feel like, okay, now we have a better equipment. No, but it just shows that the journey, this is the journey that we are learning, that we're understanding what sound we want to, and because we do it ourselves, we can do whatever we like. So yeah, definitely.
Wow, I'm so impressed with your sound. Each song it sounds better and better. Let's talk about your one of the other songs, "All My Trust." How did you get inspired making that song?
mm, yeah, this song was definitely also the riffs were there, and I knew the riffs, but I was not really so much inspired to do something about it until um, I felt this groovy feeling in my soul. I really felt like it fits the way I felt at the moment when I was writing the song, because I was in a situation when I felt a little bit heavy. Like there was a year, like the last year, I felt the year nothing was like holding in my hands. That feeling that everything is falling apart. Like no matter what you do, you're falling apart. And it's like even with some kind of human connections and stuff like that, like everything is falling, you're lost, like you're hurt, you're broken. And then I felt like, yeah, but I shouldn't be ashamed to feel like this. It's like sometimes people say, just stop being upset, or stop. And I felt like I don't want to stop. I want to feel. I want
Mhm.
to be the same person I am, and I want to feel. And I want to write a song about it. I want to say how I feel. And because I don't want to hurt anymore. I want to let it out. I want it to be a song. I don't want to carry it all with myself all the time. And I felt betrayal. I felt a lot of emotions in that year. So I felt like someone might feel the same. And if I know the pain, I could help someone, just to make them feel like, wow, someone also has felt like this. And I'm not crazy. I'm not too emotional. You know what I mean? Because if it's a pain, it's a pain, and it matters. And that's what I really learned in my life, that it matters. And another person might understand you. You don't have to feel like you're the only one. And you don't also have to neglect your feelings. You don't have to feel like, oh, you're wrong because you feel like that and you can't get over it. No, you just have to express it, and you have to believe that you have the right to let it out. And I think that song just got out of the feeling that I'm tired to hold this all in. I'm tired to feel like I have to explain, like my feelings to anyone, or I have to just like shush it down. I felt like, no, I can feel like this. If I feel like this, there's a reason I feel like this, and I have to write to say I'm angry, or I am broken, or yeah, something like that. So it really came from a lot of that emotion.
Wow, just to mention only the name, it has a lot of feelings. It has a lot of
Mm,
thoughts, and
yeah.
maybe we can even say that this song it can you can like how can we put it? Um, it can have a meaning, especially for couples whenever they are fighting or whenever they start knowing each other. And when you say "all my trust," that's a big
Mm,
that's a big meaning into that. Let's move on. Let's move over
mm.
and let's go to the next song. Another song that I like, "Closer." Uh, Give me more details into that of the making of that song.
So this song was the last song of the. Sorry, I will charge my phone. This song was the last song of the
EP.
EP, and it was actually, so this one is the oldest song of all of these we were talking about. Um, this was like similar as the cage. This song just came together the moment I heard. This was the guitar riff inspired song. So the moment I heard the guitar riffs, I was like, immediately had this imagination. So my imagination of this song was, because I'm like most part, like I start to write these, I start to ignite these lyrics. So Max helps me with lyrics, but a lot of times it's just me trying to find what is this song about, what I feel about it. And Closer was definitely for me like, wow, it was the beginning of the band. So the feeling was like, I can imagine us just like running out of the crowd, just believing what we believe, and leaving the crowd behind, and running. And I felt like this is like this sunset feeling, where you just run, and you just run for your dream out of this cage, out of this box, out of this, maybe, if I can say, a little bit routine, like this life that people say that that's all. And believing that you can get closer, that you won't give up, and you will just keep running and chasing that feeling that there is something more for you. And I felt that's pretty epic to feel that, and that riff gave me that inspiration to want to run, to want to achieve, to want to go and not look back. And yeah, so.
Alice, you gotta give us a big favor. We got some people that they're sending us a chat saying, please, can you ask Alice maybe to sing an a cappella of maybe one of the maybe start with closer. We wanna feel the acoustic from
Mhm.
you. Please, is anyhow you can sing us a little bit of closer?
So I could sing. I could even I heard that my bandmate also arrived. I
Oh,
could ask
please.
him to
You
join
know,
with the guitar,
you
maybe.
know what? Yeah, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna play a little bit of the video. Then
Hmm.
I can give you time for you to maybe set it up something, and then
Okay,
go back
perfect,
with you. Okay.
perfect.
So
Yeah.
for everybody, don't forget we are with Rising Alma, and we're gonna play a little bit of the video while you get ready.
Feeling awake, I'm not afraid of going under no more. I know I can bleed and still I won't give up the things I'm meant for. I start to run and realize another door is open. For all my sleepless thoughts to get through and start dreaming again. I wanna shout loud, let it out. I'm Thunder clouds bring the rain. I am awake and I don't feel the same since I told myself that I don't have to. Thunder clouds bring the rain. I am alone and I don't want to be the one who can feel the lightning when it shines through.
That's right, everybody. We're back. We got Alice. Alice, please give me the nice feeling. We want to hear you play a little bit live. Is that right with you?
Yes, and Maximo is here to
Hey,
help
Maximo,
me.
how are you?
He
Hey,
finally joined in.
good, you? Sorry to be late, man.
Wow. For all the people that they are going to be watching the video, we bring the Latino heat in the mix.
Mhm.
Maximo is in the house, everybody.
Así
Eh,
es, saludos para todos.
Perfecto, un súper saludo para toda la gente linda que te están mirando en Uruguay. Te cuento que en este momento estamos saliendo en la Tribu Radio y Televisión. Esto es en Uruguay, Máximo.
Mira qué bueno, me alegro mucho. Saludos para todos los latinoamericanos, de todo el mundo y también los que están viviendo en Canadá. Yo incluso antes de venir a vivir a Berlín, viví un año en Canadá, en la ciudad de Montreal.
Ah, mira.
Así que le tengo mucho cariño a Canadá.
Claro, Montreal, Alice, I tell you, Montreal is, they live and breathe with music. They love music in Montreal. Wow. But let me ask you, you guys are ready to play some music for us? Maybe a little acoustic music?
Yes,
Yeah,
we're ready. We are
yeah.
here with we're always ready for music.
Okay, please. I'll give you the time for you to play any music that you might want, so then we can enjoy
Okay.
and we can have the little taste of you guys playing live.
Yes, I think we're ready.
Yeah, we didn't prepare any song for the acoustic, so we had to think which one we want to play.
You pick this up now?
No? You know which one? Closer?
Whatever you prefer.
Want to go closer? Let's do a little bit of closer.
Okay.
So it goes like this.
I'm running out of air, this room is getting smaller. The purpose in me won't be concealed any longer. I'm running out of air, this room is getting smaller. It's getting real smaller. I come out of my cage, how it's gonna be now? The crowd that leave behind, looking passive at my bow. I come out of my cage, how it's gonna be now? It's gonna be now. Getting closer, we won't stop until we are there. Finding everything we needed. I feel the stable ground with each step I get closer. It's my deepest desire to find a meaning of fading. I feel the stable ground with each step I get closer. I'm getting real closer. Aspiring, I will thrive. You will rise, I will find. This chance I won't deny. Time was never on my side. Aspiring, I will thrive. You will rise, and I will find. I know what I will find. Getting closer, we won't stop until we are there. Finding everything we needed. And I saw that we are searching, but never truly believing. Searching inside to find your freedom, Lord, deep inside your own mind. And I saw that we are searching, but never truly believing. Searching inside to find your freedom, Lord, deep inside your own mind.
Wow. That's right, everybody. We are live with Racing Alma, everybody. What a great song. We are having a blast today with listening to the acoustic sound. Alice, do you have any other song that you want to share with the public?
I hear the march.
You hear the march?
Yes, I hear the march.
Right.
I hear the march, they break the ground. My suffering has no sound, but if it had, would crush your bones, and everyone surrender now. I went outside, a child to play, nothing more. My friends waited, we all stood there, our silence broke, and from nowhere, echo will ring. I hear them march, they break the ground. My suffering has no sound, but if it had, would crush your bones, and everyone surrender now. A siren's call runs through my bar. when nothing more's left to forget. Measures the cost, alone I'm left, my empty hands holding the scales. I hear them march, they break the ground. My suffering has no sound, but if it had, would crush your bones, and everyone surrender now. Oh, I hear your voice out through the waves. Somewhere today, that far away. I hear your voice through the waves. Somewhere today, that far away. I hear them march, they break the ground. My suffering has no sound, but if it had, would crush your bones, and everyone surrender now.
Woo! What a great acoustic show we're having tonight. Alice Maximus, can I get the song that everybody's talking about today? Can I hear the Sleepless Mind? That will be awesome. And for everybody that is watching, don't forget today we're having Alice and Maximum all the way from Berlin. And don't forget, for all the people in Uruguay, we got the one and only Maximus singing for you guys, playing the guitar. Alice, can we have the nice feeling to hear you singing a Sleepless Mind?
All right, let's go for it. Lying awake with all my thoughts tonight in my bedroom. All of my sleepless dreams want to fly away through the window. I can just run and hide with all my mind, there's no escaping. I need to let all out this fire that won't hold me down more nights. I wanna shout loud, let it all wake, I'm not afraid of going under no more. I know I can be, but still I won't give up the things I'm meant for. I can just run and hide from my own mind, there's no escaping. I need to let all out this burden won't hold me down more nights. I wanna shout loud, let it all unbind. The clouds bring the rain. I am awake and I don't feel the same since I told myself that I don't have to. Thunder clouds bring the rain. I am awake and I don't wanna be the one who can't feel the lightning when it shines through. I wanna shout loud, let it all
Woo! Alice, you sound exactly the same. I wanna congratulate. I wanna. We are so happy to hear you today, and wow, you guys sound so perfect.
Thank you very much.
Maximo, can you give us a little intro? How you, what were you thinking when Alice came up to you and she said, "Wow, can we make something together and create some music?"
Yeah, I mean, it just happened because I was listening to the interview before I arrived late, and as she said she joined a band I was, and right away we started music together. It just worked so well.
Wow.
We just we connected so well by doing music. So we started writing songs right away, and it's just like it works so well. You know, it's like it's just doesn't feel like work somehow. You know, we're totally musically connected.
Perfect. Can you invite the people? Can you invite your followers or my followers to get in touch with your Instagram account, with your Facebook account? Can you share your social media for us, please?
Yes, we would totally love for people who like our music, like what we do, to support us. And you can follow us on the Instagram, Facebook. We're also on all the streaming platforms. Yes, we're also on YouTube.
Rising Alma.
Yes, just like Rising Alma.
I'm gonna be able to get these videos. I have a little show that I only play videos, and you are gonna be one of my favorites from now on. Thank you so much for being with me tonight. And I can tell you that here in Toronto is 4 p.m. I know in Berlin is I think 5 hours.
Nice.
3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Exactly. I
Wow.
was standing
I'm
We're
just
waking up the neighbors now.
I'm just gonna say thank you so much for being with me tonight. And hopefully next time when you guys have something new, let me know so we can come out with another interview. I guess the more people see you, the is better for everybody. And hopefully next time we have more music to share. Alice, hopefully next time you come up with more tunes to sing us live for
Oh
us.
yeah.
Please, let's prepare for the next time like a little mini concert. And
okay, we'll be very happy.
Thank
yes,
you very much. It was awesome. I love the questions. Thank you so much for the
Ali-
thoughtful interview, and letting us also play was awesome.
Alice, I know everybody has like a long-term futures projects. In your case, what are your short-term um, um, projects that you want to achieve?
Short-term projects. Oh, no, but that's a band thing. That's a long-term project. Album is a long-term project. That's always there. Um, Generally, like I'm actually teaching. Also started to teach music, and
Mhm.
I'm making like these little open stages in Berlin. So because that's my little goal here, apart from the band, which
Mhm.
is, I would say, a really prior thing for me, is just to connect people with music, to make these events for people to be able to connect in a good atmosphere with other musicians, and maybe learn to communicate in more in this time of age where everything is social. So my little goal is also to build community and try to build people come together live and connect more and play live more and interact with each other. So that's a little goal.
Now let me ask to Maximo. Maximo, what are your little short-term projects with the band?
With the band, well,
with the band.
No, I think, I mean, our next project is to release the album. We're recording an album right now, and we really want to release it this summer in like 3-4 months. So yeah, I really hope that it's ready and that we can manage to do it in this time. And because as Ali said, we do everything ourselves, so it takes a lot of time to do everything by yourself. And we're finished writing some songs, but I'm pretty sure we're going to make it.
Let me ask you the next question. One of the last few questions I have. Long term, are you looking maybe to going a little tour, maybe starting with on Berlin with different cities, and then probably trying to go more into Europe?
Right now, our little goals, actually, one of the little goals for the band is to play our upcoming gigs. We have gigs planned in May. So we recently also played a gig here in Berlin, but our goal, I think for summer, we can agree that is to go outside Berlin and yes, and also go outside Germany. That's now our goal. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Let me. I'm really happy to be with you guys, and I'm gonna say bye. I'm gonna play the little video, the cage. With that video, we're gonna say goodbye, and I'm gonna give you the time for you to say goodbye to the public. Let's start with Alice. Alice, a few words for you to say goodbye.
Yeah, thank you everyone for listening. And this was Rising Alma, and I really hope you enjoy our music. And greetings to everyone in Canada.
Perfect. For Maximo, please give us your last words before we say goodbye. But it won't be the how can we say it's not gonna be the last interview we might have. Hopefully we can have many more.
Bueno, un saludo grande para todos. Espero que disfruten nuestra música. Nos pueden buscar Rising Alma en todas las redes, en YouTube. Y bueno, espero que les guste nuestra música, sobre todo. Que les llegue.
Perfect. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me tonight. And we're going to say goodbye with a big round of applause. Thank you, everybody. So long. See you next time. We're going to
bye. Big thanks.
Perfect. We're going to play the video for everybody. And with this, we say goodbye.
Version of me, like a satisfaction in a broken dream. If that's the version to be, then I'm no more than illustration in a fantasy. As a hopeless captive, I feel held inside a fiction, and someone lost the key. There could be 1,000 dreams, but I choose reality. Struck me in this morning as I woke up from an imaginary. With a new day begins a new me, knowing I'm the ruler of my destiny. Moving forward relentlessly, future is awaiting me to unveil its mysteries. No more hiding on dead-end streets, head in one direction and nothing will stop me. There could be 1,000 dreams, but I choose reality. Struck me in this morning as I woke up from an imaginary. full of fantasy, but my eyes wide open, not reading in this story. I'm not reading, not since I awoke. There could be 1,000 dreams, but I choose reality. Struck me in this morning as I walk from an imaginary cage. There could be 1,000 dreams, but I choose reality.